Ever wonder what really separates a manager who's just okay from one who's a true game changer for their team? Well, it isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. And in this explainer, we're going to break down the core skills that turn good managers into absolutely great ones.
So what is that secret sauce? It's not about having all the answers or logging the longest hours. It's really about mastering a few key areas that fundamentally change how you and your team operate, and that leads to consistently amazing results. It all comes down to building three, let's call them foundational pillars. Think of them as the essential building blocks for effective leadership. When you get these right, you're not just managing a to-do list, you're creating an environment where your whole team can really shine.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to dive into what it means to be a high-impact manager, and then we'll explore our three pillars: purposeful meetings, aligning goals, and mastering productivity. Finally, we'll wrap it all up into your very own leadership toolkit.
Okay, let's jump right into our first pillar, purposeful meetings. We've all been there, right? Sitting through a meeting that feels like a total waste of time. The whole goal here is to turn that aimless talk into decisive, forward-moving action.
So, what are we even talking about here? What makes a meeting great? It's what we call a result-oriented meeting. The key word here is result. This isn't just a chat. It's a focused, structured, and purposeful session that is specifically designed to end with clear decisions and actual things to do. Every single minute has a job.
And getting there really isn't rocket science. It boils down to three simple steps. First, be structured. Have a clear agenda and actually stick to it. Second, have a purpose. Everyone in that room should know exactly why they are there. And third, you have to drive to a result. You should never, ever leave a meeting without clear action items and knowing who is responsible for each one.
All right, moving on to our second pillar, and this one is huge: aligning goals. This is all about creating that magic word you hear all the time: synergy. It's about making sure your team's hard work is directly pushing the entire company forward.
A high-impact manager basically acts as the bridge between these two worlds. On one side, you've got the big picture organizational objectives, the main priorities for the whole company. And on the other, you have the specific, individual goals for your team members. The manager's most important job? It's connecting those two.
And that is where you find that synergy we're aiming for. It's that sweet spot where every single person on the team gets how their daily tasks help the whole organization win. When everyone's pulling in the same direction like this, the impact you make together is just so much bigger.
So, our third and final pillar is all about mastering productivity. Once you have effective meetings and aligned goals, the next logical step is to make sure the work itself gets done as efficiently as possible. This is all about maximizing your team's impact, day in and day out. This really comes down to a few essential skills. It starts with being ruthless about priorities, really knowing what's truly important versus what just feels urgent. Then it's about systematically reducing wasted effort, streamlining things, and getting rid of roadblocks for your team. When you do those two things well, maximizing productivity just happens.
Okay, so let's bring it all together now. Think of these three pillars not as separate ideas, but as your personal leadership toolkit. These aren't just abstract theories. They're practical, hands-on tools you can literally start using today to boost your impact as a manager.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? You lead with clarity through those purposeful meetings. You align performance by connecting individual goals to the company's objectives. And you achieve impact consistently by mastering productivity. That, right there, is the very heart of high-impact management.
So just remember, becoming that high-impact manager isn't about some secret talent you're born with. It's built on these three pillars. They are the real, actionable tools that will empower you to completely transform your team's performance and get incredible, measurable results.
And that leaves us with one final question. For you, when you think about your own team and your own management style, which of these pillars feels like the biggest opportunity for you to grow? Are you going to start with purposeful meetings, get those goals aligned, or focus on mastering productivity? The first step is all yours.